Om Shri Sai Nathaya Namaha. Hello all. Welcome to our YouTube channel Gaming Cyclone. That is @Gaming Cyclone. Recently we have started technical session series of technical session, and you can find the playlist of technical session in the playlist section, and the playlist name is a tech session. Till now we have uploaded 4 technical session videos. First we have covered OBS screen recording tool. Then we have covered Python setup, that is downloading and installing and doing some basic simple programming by using Python. Then we have covered PyCharm IDE, the IDE which is used for the Python programming. We have covered how to download, install and doing some basic programming by using PyCharm IDE. Then in the last session we have covered basic commands of the Python basics command. Now let's come to our today's agenda. Today we are going to see MySQL, how to set up MySQL. We are going to see what is MySQL, that is about some information about some MySQL. Then we are going to download the MySQL community server, which is a free open source. Then we will install it. Then we will see creating one sample table. Then we will insert some sample data into the created table, and we will see some basic select queries to fetch the records or data from the sample table. So let's move to the site from where we are going to download the MySQL community server. So this is an authenticated site. We always need to use authenticated site to download the respective softwares. So this is a dev.mysql.com site. When you open this site, the home page will get displayed. You can find out download tab over here. Click on the download tab. Then you can find out some information over here. We just need to scroll down. We can see there is a MySQL Enterprise Edition, MySQL NDB cluster CGE, and at the last you can find out link MySQL community GPL downloads. Click on that link. It will open the dev.mysql.com downloads, that is MySQL community downloads. There are so many things, different things are available, but we are interested in a MySQL installer for Windows. Click on this and you will navigate to the MySQL downloads installer page, where you in the drop down select version drop down, you can find 2 versions. The latest version is 8.0.36 and the older version is a 5.7.44. Let's go with the latest version, and we are going to download the second link, Windows MSI installer for community, installer community. So click on the download button, the second link. It will start downloading. Okay, it will navigate to the login page. Whether you need to, if you have the account, you can log in with your existing Oracle web account. You can create account. If you don't want to create or log in with account, you can still continue the download process. We need to click on the no thanks, just start my download. Click over here. It will start downloading the MySQL. So I have already downloaded the MySQL installer community, so I will cancel this one and we will navigate to the already downloaded installer. The same installer I have already downloaded. Show in a folder. Yeah, you can find out MySQL installer community 8.0.36.0 MSI. Just double click on it, or you can right click on install it. I am going to install it. Double click on it. It will open the installer window and we need to follow the instruction. Let's wait for a couple of seconds. So installation is started now. The installation window is appeared here. Let's go one by one. Choose a setup type, server only, client only, full, custom. Let's see what is in full. Install all included MySQL production feature. Client only, server only, install only the MySQL server and product. Let's select in the full what is there. Install all the products available in the catalog, including MySQL server, MySQL shell, MySQL router, MySQL workbench, documentation, sample and example and more. So I will prefer go with the full. Click on the next. This is the installation window ready to install. Let's click execute to install the following packages. Click on the execute. We can see the details of the installation over here also, and we can see the progress of the this package installation of this package. So installation of this package is completed. Let's click on the next button. Ready to configure, ready to configure, ready to configure all these three products. Let's click on the next button. Most of the things keep as it is. Next, authentication method. Use strong password encryption for authentication. Use legacy authentication method written MySQL. What is here? Let's see. MySQL 8 supports a new authentication based on improved, stronger based password methods. It is recommended that all new MySQL server installation use this method. Use legacy authentication method. Using the old legacy authentication method should only be considered in the following cases. Okay, let's keep the by default with the latest MySQL 8. Next, we need to set the password for the root. By default, the database have the user name root, ROOT root, and we are going to set the password for the root. Let's say what is the password of the root. It will be I am going to change this password after the installation. This is just for your reference. Okay, then click on the password strength is medium. Okay, if you want to add any another user other than that root, we can click on the add user. So let's give the name demo user with the role db admin, backup admin. So we just want to give a role, simple role or local host db admin. Please specify the username, password and database role. Okay, all the admins are here only, so we can select backup admin, db designer, db manager, instance manager, monitor admin, replication admin, security admin. What else is there? User admin, or let's say db admin, and change the username. Db admin user, password. Okay, so this user gets added db admin as a db admin. Click on the next button. Standard system account and custom user. Windows service. Windows service name is MySQL 80. Start the MySQL server at system startup. So whenever our system gets start, whether you want to automatically start this, I don't want, so I will uncheck this checkbox. If you want to start this server, you can check the checkbox. Next, server file permission. Yes, grant full access. Keep as it is. Click on the next. Configuration setup. So let's execute it. It will take some time to complete. So it will take some time for installation of all the packages. So our installation is gets completed and the message displayed is here as the configuration for MySQL Server 8.0.36 was successful. Click finish to continue. Let's click on the finish button. So new window is displayed, product configuration. All these three products are there: MySQL Server, configuration complete, MySQL router, and sample and examples ready to configure. So I will continue right now. Click on the next button. Click on the finish. The second router configuration is completed. Let's continue with the third one, sample and example. Provide the credentials. So the password we have created, we need to provide here. Connection successfully. Click on the next button. Apply configuration. We need to click on the execute button to apply the changes. Checking if there are any feature installed that need configuration, running script. Click on the execute button. Now this configuration is getting executed. Applying the configuration. It will take some time. So all the configuration we have applied, the configuration for samples and example for 8.0.36 was successful. Click finish to continue. Click on the finish button. So all these configurations are applied. Configuration not needed for the second. Its message is not needed. Okay. Click on the next button. Installation complete. The installation procedure has been completed. Start MySQL Workbench after setup. Start MySQL shell after setup. If we required, if you required, keep both the checkbox as it is. If not, we can uncheck. I will uncheck this and I will keep. I want MySQL Workbench after setup. Why? Because MySQL Workbench is used for the creating the data table or inserting the data into the table, modifying the data into the table, or using the select queries fetch the data from the table. So MySQL Workbench is a client. So click on the finish button. So let's see what we have completed till now. We discuss about what is MySQL. We have downloaded MySQL community server from the authenticated site. We just completed the installation and configuration. And what are the remaining points? Create sample table, insert data into sample table, and fetch data into the fetch data from the sample table. These 3 points are remaining. We are going to cover now. Let's see. Yeah, this is the window. Welcome to MySQL Workbench is displayed over here. So MySQL Workbench is the client tool which is used to connect to the SQL server database and then access the database, access the tables, create the tables, and do all the transactions on the database or the tables on the database. You can see our instance created over here, local instance MySQL 80 root local host colon and then the port number. Then click on this connection. It is opening the connection. Now it's asking for the password which we have set at the time of the installation and configuration. Provide the same password over here. Save password for our future use. Click on the OK. So it will connecting to the database. So this by default query 1, this is the query editor window is open. So we are going to create the new schema by using this icon. Create a new schema in the connected server. So we have connected to the local instance MySQL 80. We need to click on the create a new schema in the connected server. So let's click on the create new schema. Give the schema name demo project. This is a schema name we have given. Click on the apply button. The server is configured with lowercase table name is equal to 1, which only allows lowercase character in schema. So we have provided demo project. D is capital in the demo, P is capital in the project, but it is not allowing, so it is going to convert all the characters into the small letters. Click on the OK button. So it is going to convert, it is converted all the characters which are in capital into the lower letter. Demo project is a whole, all the characters displayed in a lower letter. Then click on the apply button. Create a schema demo project. Click on the apply button. Click on the finish button. So our schema is gets created, and let's try to create a new table in the schema. So here is the option create a new table in the active schema in connected server. Click on the create a new table, but it is showing no schema selected. A default schema must be set to double click its name in the schema list. Okay, so here by default administration tab is selected and all the menus available in the navigator section are related to the administrator. And second tab is the schemas. Click on the schemas and we can see the by default schemas world, sys and Sakila, and the schema we have created the demo project. So expand the demo project. We can see table, view, store, procedure, functions. Right click on the table and create a table. So it is showing the UI. By using this UI we can create a table, create a column name, assign data type, whether the column is a primary key, unique key, all the constraint we can assign whether the column is nullable or not nullable, and we can apply it. This is a one way, but I am not going to use the UI. I have created my own query which I am going to use it. See the query. So this is a create table query. I am going to create a table by using create table command, given the name demo user, open bracket, then I have given the column name ID, username, password. Then I have defined the data type for the ID as an integer and data size is a 11, and I have given the not null constraint. The ID should be not null and it should be the auto increment. At whenever the new record gets added into the demo user, the ID value is gets automatically increased by 1. Then the second column is the username. The data type is varchar, 200 characters. 200 characters. It can be saved. By default, if we have not passed anything, so by default, its values is getting stored as a null. Same for password. It's a varchar 200 default null. Now we want to create a constraint primary key on the ID column. So we define primary key in bracket. We have provided which column we required a primary key. So I have provided ID. Then we want a constraint unique key on the column username. So we have created unique key constraint. The constraint name having the name username underscore unique, and we are applying this unique key constraint on the column username. Then we are selected engine as a InnoDB, auto increment 36 and default charset is a UTF-8. Now I am going to execute this command. To execute the command, create table command, select whole command, and here is the icon which is used for the execute. Click on the execute button. So it's showing some error in the below. Let's see what is the error. So no database selected. Select the default DB to use. Okay. So right now we have not selected any database. So either we can pass the database name over here, demo project, the database name over here, or we can select the demo project, open the query, and then we can create the table. Let's see. Let's try once again. So it's running, 0 rows affected, 2 warnings are there, but it's showing the table is created. Let's see, refresh over here, refresh icon is there, refresh it. Now the created table is available in the table. So we can have the demo user. Let's expand this and see the columns. What are the columns available? We have created 3 columns. One is ID, second is username, third is password. We have given some constraint. So indexes primary key, unique username is unique, foreign keys, no triggers. Okay, so you can select the demo user table name, and there are three options. If we mouse over there, first option is used for to see the DDL, the script which we have used, and other which column, all the columns available, what are the different data types, integers are available. Let's click on I. So here by default information is available. Then if you can see, click on the last column DDL. Whatever the script we have used to create this table, it is getting displayed over here. The columns are over here: ID, username, password, data type and data size over here. Whether that column is nullable, not nullable, are getting stored here. Indexes are over here. Triggers, there are no foreign keys, partition and grants. So now another option is last icon. If we click on that, it will open a new query tab with the by default select queries. Select star from demo project dot demo user table, and by default there are no users available. So let's insert some data into our table by using insert query. So change the name. I have changed the name, and let's execute it. So one row is gets inserted, and select the query and execute the query. The inserted row is over here. So what the insert query is: insert into table name, database.table name. Then so the column name are the ID, username and password, and the values we are passing: ID is 1, standard user is username and password. So we have inserted the record, and we can see the inserted record by firing the queries. Select star from project name and dot table name. Let's try to create another table by using the MySQL Workbench UI. So right click on the table, click on the create table. It will give us a UI. Earlier we have not used this. Let's try with this UI. Give the proper name. We'll give the demo user new table. Then select the default char set. We need to select the UTF-8 character set. Why? Because UTF-8 supported the special character like Japanese character, Chinese character, Russian character. It store these characters in a correct manner, all and other special character. Default collection keep as it is. Engine InnoDB keep as it is. Now here is column name, data type, PK means primary key, NN means not nullable, UQ means unique key, B means binary column or not, and there are some other columns, and this is the default, what should be the default value available. So we need to create the columns, and we need to define the data type under this table. So click on the row available into the column name column. So double click on this row. So here we need to define the column name. I want column name as a ID. This is the integer data type. I want this is a primary key, not nullable. Okay. Then I want another column. Similar earlier, we are going to create same table which we have created earlier by using the create table query. The similar kind of table we are going to create by using this UI. Username, provide varchar 45. We can define varchar 200 also. By default it's a 45. We can define 200 over here. Integer, by default integer over here, varchar 200. Now we need to decide whether it is a not nullable or not. It should contain the null values or not. So it may be contain null values. so it's okay, we are not going to check not nullable, but we want the username column is a unique, like username column having the unique values. So click the checkbox UQ, that is unique values, and give the default expression. If you are not passing any value in username, what should be the default value? So default should be the null. Then create a new column, password varchar 45, so change it to 200. Again, it can be nullable, it may not be unique. By default, if nothing is passed, save as a null. Okay, then apply. So it will give the ready-made query. Read it, create table in this schema, that is in this schema database. This is the table name, these are the column name, id, username, password with integer varchar 200, varchar 200. Primary key is the id, applied on id column. Unique key constraint, this is a unique key constraint name, and applied on the username. Engine, default engine inodb, and default char set utf8. Apply. Let's finish it and see here the demo user new table is gets created by using this UI. So see the definition by clicking on the eye icon. It will open the information regarding this table. Go to the DDL tab, it will give the definition of that is the SQL query of the create table. Go to the columns tab, it will show the column names, data type and data size, whether they are nullable or not nullable, character set UTF-8 or not, index 6, primary key, unique key constraint we have defined. Okay, so let's now insert the one row into the demo username. Right now, how many rows are there? By clicking on this icon, we will open the new tab, and having the select star from the project name, there are no records available. Earlier we have seen inserting record into the demo user table by using the insert query, insert into values, provided column name, and then in the another bracket provided the values of the respective column name. Now we are going to insert the record in the new table by using the UI. Why MySQL Workbench is so much famous? Because it's provide the UI to create the table, to insert the record into the table. Now here click in the row, double click in the row, type the values whatever you want, provide the username, name 1, provide password, password 1, and here click on the apply button. So it will create a query, insert query. See the query, it's a similar query which we have used earlier. Insert into schema name dot table name, the id, username, password, values, and we are passing the values of that. Click on the apply button. Finished. The row is inserted. Just reconfirm by executing the select query. It's there. If you want to edit this row value, so double click on, select the row. Now there is a, here is result grid, form editor, field types, query stats, and other options also. So select the form editor. I have selected the form editor, and if you want to change the value from name 1 to 2, password 1 to 2, you can change it. And now click on the apply button. It will create the automatic query, update query. Update schema name dot table name, set username value name 2, earlier we have name 1, we are going to set it to name 2. Password value, earlier we have password 1, we are going to set to password 2. And for which row? The row which having the id is equal to 1. Click on the apply button. Finished it. See, now the values are getting changed. So we have the two options. We can use the update command, insert command, create command by using the query editor tab, or we can use the form editor tab to update the records, or we can use the grid result grid record to insert the values, new row records, and then apply. So this is regarding the MySQL. Then there are some couple of options are there. By default, it's get refresh. If it is not get refresh, we have the refresh icon at the top. We also have the refresh icon at the schema level. Right click, refresh all. At the table level, right click, refresh all. Right click, refresh all. Right. Then we want to see the settings. So we have this option, setting option. Click on it, and all the settings like table name, then column name available, then whatever the constant we have applied earlier, all those are displayed over here, whether the default values is null or not null. We can edit those constraint, definition, column name or data type from over here also, right, from this UI also, and just need to click on the apply button. Yeah, this is all about MySQL. We have seen downloading the MySQL, installing the MySQL, creating one sample table. We have created two sample tables, one using the create table query command, another using the MySQL Workbench UI. Insert data into the sample table. We have seen two types how we can insert the data by using two methods. One is the insert table query command, insert into query command, and another is a inserting data into the table by using the MySQL UI. Then we have seen the fetch data by using the SQL, simple SQL command. Now we have left what is MySQL. We have not discussed about this. Let's discuss what is MySQL. I have created some deck for it. We can read it about MySQL. MySQL is one of the most popular database system in the world. It is known for its reliability, scalability, and easy of use. Just we have seen how we can easily create the table by using the UI, how we can easily insert the record, update the record, or update the alter the table schema by using the UI. MySQL is developed, distributed, and supported by Oracle Corporation. MySQL is an open source, that is free. It's a relational database management system, that is one table is related to another table by using the foreign key, primary key, foreign key constraint. So we have seen the primary key, we have not seen the foreign key. We will see in the next session how we can going to create two tables and how we can create a relationship between the two table, primary key and foreign key, parent-child relationship. Then MySQL is an open source relational database management system. We have seen same thing over here. Why it is required to define the tables, relationship between the tables, and constraints to store and manage the data. We have seen constraint like primary key, not nullable constraint, unique key constraint, and we have discussed the foreign key constraint, but we have not utilized it in today's session. And MySQL support the structure query language, that is SQL structure query language. Yeah, for what? For querying, updating, inserting, and deleting the records or data. So this is all about MySQL. We have seen all the things about what is MySQL, downloading, installing, and creating, inserting, and fetching the data from the tables. So thank you all guys. Hope you like today's session. Give your feedback in comment section. We will try to accommodate your feedback in upcoming sessions, and don't forget to like, subscribe our channel. Thank you all. Have a nice day.